We're in Denver, Colorado at EnerCom's 19th annual Oil and Gas Conference. Joining us now is Gary Evans, the chairman and CEO of Magnum Hunter Resources. Hi, Gary.
Hi, thanks for having me today.
You bet. The Magnum Hunter has large acreage positions in the top U.S. shale basins, the Bakken, Marcellus, Utica, and in southern Appalachia. You have almost 3,000 drilling locations in inventory. How would you summarize your operations in these key shale plays?
The company, started out about 5 years ago in these three plays. Really, the Eagle Ford was first, then we moved up to the Marcellus, then we moved to the Bakken. And you don't really know when you're an embryonic company where it is you want to be. So you try to get larger acreage positions and you start drilling the wells. Now that we've got history under our belt, competitors have drilled around us as well, there's a sweet spot and there's some areas that aren't so sweet with respect to these shale plays. We know for a fact that we're in a very good place in both the Marcellus and Utica up in West Virginia and in southeastern Ohio. So we've actually begun divesting. We divested all the Eagle Ford last year, sold that to Penn, Virginia. We've sold all of Canada. We sold our Alberta properties. We sold our properties in Saskatchewan. We've now been selling properties in North Dakota. So eventually we will become a Marcellus, Utica only company in the area that gives our shareholders the highest rate of return.
You have ramped up production significantly since 2010. Where is the production growth coming from?
From all these new wells. I mean, when you start putting on 20, 30, 40 million a day gas wells, putting on 2,000, 3,000 barrel a day oil wells, it adds up fast. So our company today is producing about 18, 19,000 BOE equivalent. By the end of this year, we'll be 32.5. So significant growth just here in the next 5 months.
80% of your reserves are in Appalachia and 20% in the Williston. That puts you at 62% gas and the balance in oil and liquids. What is your strategy on gas versus liquids?
Obviously, none of us can predict commodity prices. We had a really cold winter, which caused gas prices to go incredibly high. We're still 500 BCF below this time last year on storage. But gas prices have been volatile. We've had a very, very mild summer. So we try to balance, the ideal is to have a 50-50 balance. However, even with a 350, 380 gas price, we're generating 70, 80, 90% internal rates of return. So it really boils down to the rock. What kind of shale do you have and what kind of returns can you get? So we'd like to stay 25, 35% oil, 65%, 70% gas. And I think that's kind of the trend will be because a lot of our gas is very liquids-rich gas, has high BTU. And so we sell that into cryo processing plants that extract those liquids. So I think we're going to have another cold winter. I hope we do. Sorry for those of you that have to burn natural gas. But anyway, that's the bet we're making.
Gary, during the second quarter, a number of companies noted that production was hampered by pipeline or processing constraints. How are you matching your drilling and production activities with supply distribution in the Marcellus?
Well, one of the areas that's very unique for us and kind of separates us from the pack is that we build our own pipeline system. When we started drilling the Marcellus and the Utica going on 4 years ago, we built a system called Utica Hunter Pipeline. It's about 120 miles now, 20-inch pipe, moving about almost 300 million cubic feet of gas per day. Having that midstream affiliate, of which we own 60% of and control and manage that, gives us a huge advantage. For instance, some of our biggest wells that we have coming online here over the next 2 to 3 weeks, the pipeline is laid there right now. As the wells get fracked and completed, they'll flow right into the pipeline. So we don't have to sit there and wait 6 months, year and a half, like a lot of competitors that have to have midstream build that out before they can get their wells on. So having the midstream has been a big plus for this part of the country because there's no infrastructure in place.
Now, Magnum Hunter is very positive on the Utica Shale. Can you tell us what you see there and how you plan to develop your Utica assets?
The Utica kind of started in northern Ohio. Everybody thought that's where the play was, and it kind of moved to central Ohio. Now it's moved to southern Ohio. We made a big bet about 1.5 years ago that it was going to be southern Ohio. We leased a lot of acreage. We're now up to 220,000 net acres in the company of both Marcellus and Utica. And the play does appear that has come south. We still don't know the aerial extent of how far south, but we're putting on, as well as some of our competitors, some of the biggest wells in the whole play, 30, 40 million a day gas wells in this dry Utica. And those should be 20 BCF wells. So we made a big bet, looks like it's paying off. One thing that's also very unique for us is we have about 30 to 40% of our properties that are dual. So we have Marcellus on top of Utica. So you might have a pad where you have 18 wells, 10 might be Marcellus, 8 might be Utica, and that gives us a very unique approach because we can cut costs and build off these pads. So the Utica extent is still undetermined. It's coming right to us, and so far we look like we're well positioned.
Gary, what else do you want people to know about Magnum Hunter?
I think people should definitely take a hard look at the production growth. You'd look at production growth and reserve growth, and I think you'll have a hard time finding a company that's got more potential in the near future. And I think the fact that we've really decided what we want to be, and we've accumulated that acreage, and now it's harvesting mode. We're now in the process of manufacturing wells that will give our shareholders a huge asset base for the future, and we have plenty of acreage to drill and the know-how to do it. So I'm very excited about our future. I've been in this business 30 years. I've never been more excited about the acreage that we currently own.
Well, we definitely appreciate your time. Thank you for being here.
Thank you very much for having me today.
I'm Quinn Nguyen for oilandgas360.com.